Okay, I'm greatly down for this one. For those of y'all that keep saying that you don't want them to hit your state, you don't want them to hit your city, you don't determine that. You do not determine where Iran or anybody else is going to hit this country. Just know this country might just get hit. If you remember them airplanes that went into the Twin Towers, imagine if that would have been missiles, if it would have been bombs. Imagine the damage that New York City would have went through. When I tell you they gonna hit where you don't think they gonna hit, they're not gonna hit where you're expecting them to hit. They gonna hit the places that you least expect. You forget they know every single solitary military base. If anything, that's where they're gonna hit. First, even if they hit DC, the radiation from that bomb or that missile is going to kill millions of people anyway. So even if it hits DC, it's still going to hit New York. The radiation and the fire from that bomb is going to hit probably 100,000 miles. So if you anywhere near DC, thank God I ain't nowhere near DC. But if they hit DC, if they hit California, that's only two places they need to hit. If they hit Texas and they hit Florida, it's going to hit the whole entire United States of America. They're going to hit all four corners to make sure that every single solitary bit of the United States is annihilated. Especially if they have nuclear weapons. All they got to do is hit all four sides. All they got to hit is New York. All they got to do is hit Virginia. All they got to hit is Florida. All they got to hit is Texas and California and hit somewhere in the middle. That's it. Everybody dead. Everybody dead. If they go to war on the ground, the majority of our military is out of the country. And if they really wanted to, they could make it seem like they're going to attack and then sneak military people and end up coming in here attacking. And there wouldn't be enough military people to even be able to defend the country. We're stretched thin. That's why they're trying to get more soldiers. And that's why they're going to start bringing people from outside the United States to back here. Not only that, we also have another problem. What if the lights get cut out and we have no lights? That means you have no air conditioner. You can't cook nothing. So if you don't have enough canned goods, you're going to be screwed. If you don't have a portable battery or a solar panel where you can sit it outside and use it, you're screwed. If your house does not have solar panels, you ain't going to be able to survive the apocalypse. Not only that, even if you do, if people even see it, they're going to steal it. It's going to be so many people coming in people's houses that got lights and coming in there like zombies trying to attack you. So basically, essentially, they can basically get your whatever lights you got. So if you even think about cutting on any lights at night, or if they even see light, you screwed. So you gonna have to, even though you may have light, I don't recommend you letting people know you got it. If you got panels and you're still able to have the heat and you're still be able to run things, you better make sure nobody knows that you can. Because again, like I said, they're going to be looking to see if any air conditioners are working and stuff like that. And if you run them air conditioners, you is going to be screwed. If you don't have portable fans, if you don't have anything that's going to help you as far as, contaminated water, do you know they can contaminate the water? It's so many ways that the United States can get hit. They can contaminate the water. They can poison the water. They can do God knows what. And yet and still, these people, that are believing Donald Trump does not understand the full even thing of this situation. They have no idea. So at the end of the day, if they really want to hit the United States, there's so many different ways they can do so. They can hit the United States in such a way that when billionaires get hit, when they start kicking them out of their country, their businesses out of their country, when they start burning their businesses down and sending them people back, that's when billionaires gonna start getting pissed off at Donald Trump. When they start losing money internationally. As long as they're making money internationally, they can do whatever they want to the United States. And that's why they can. Because not only are they making money in the United States, they're also making money in these other countries. For those of y'all that have been staying home and not really going nowhere, I wouldn't suggest you do. For those of y'all that are going cruising right now, you might be turning around. Because again, that's why you can't go to Mexico. That's why people had to change everything when it came to redirecting. That's why people going to the Caribbean. Thank God the Caribbean ain't nowhere near Kuwait and all of that, because they would be screwed right about now. So at the end of the day, when these countries start telling Americans they cannot come to their country, when they start sending people back to the United States, that's when y'all going to realize it's not going to be a joke. When you see pictures and videos of these people burning the U.S. companies' businesses there and burning them to the ground, that's when you're going to see that these countries are fed up with the United States. So when these billionaires start losing money outside the United States and losing money over here, that's when they're going to realize they screwed up. And that's when they're going to start getting mad at Donald Trump. And that's when they're going to allegedly try to come to the side of the American people and stand with them. But the only reason they are, just so they can make the Americans think that they're going to stand by them, when really it's the fact that their companies are now being hit. They are now losing massive amounts of money. So again, the only way to be billionaires if you take away their money. You take away their businesses. So if these countries want to start burning down their businesses, if these countries want to tell them they no longer want their country, their business in the country, when they start doing that, that's when these billionaires going to feel threatened. And that's when it's going to be a problem. And that's when they're going to start realizing that Donald Trump was the worst president they could ever put in office. But that's what it's going to take. The billionaires stop losing money. And that's why people keep telling y'all, 2024, everybody told y'all, start getting yourself prepared. Because something was going to happen to where if you don't have yourself together, you're going to be screwed. So right now, it's not about buying all these Prada bags and Gucci bags. It's time to start buying stuff for survival. Because if we get hit by nuclear weapons, you're going to need masks. You're going to need something to keep from smelling that nuclear gas, or you're going to die. Y'all better start getting solar panels and getting stuff around your house to make sure you're going to survive, that you're still going to be able to cook. So even though you may not have the lights on, that don't mean you still can't cook. Doesn't mean you still can't use the fans, just can't use the light because you don't want nobody to know that you got any type of solar panels. Because if the lights go out, that's what people are going to be looking for. You're not going to be able to get no gas. You're not going to be able to do none of that. So you need to be stocking up on gas and stocking up on stuff because you're going to need it. Keep thinking it's a joke. Because when this stuff hit, it's going to hit hard. And only the strong going to be able to survive. It's just going to be like modern warfare when it comes to zombies. You have a bunch of people trying to find places that have solar panels. You going to have people pretty much going and robbing and getting the RVs and cars and stuff like that. You're going to see people going and getting containers upon containers of gas. It's coming. It's about to get ugly. But y'all should have paid attention when these people said years ago this was going to happen. Start getting yourself prepared. No, y'all didn't want to do that. So now for those of y'all who voted for this situation and these Republicans and this man, take what come with that. That being said, good night. Because this is insane. Oh, I realized I have more time. But anyway, like I said, this is insane. So y'all better start getting prepared. Instead of y'all worrying about these concerts, instead of y'all worrying about all this other stuff, you better start worrying about getting yourself together, because eventually money's not going to matter if there's a war. And if we end up going to war,